Hey, yo, what up? It's your boy Mack Wiles. Stay tuned for my feature on the Ali V Experience. Hashtag no filter.
What up, guys? It's your girl, Ali V. And this is the Ali V Experience. Hashtag no filter. This is episode 8, guys. We're 8 episodes in, Malcolm?
Man.
Ocho. You didn't do the
Ocho.
Spanish.
Ocho. You know this is a special episode for me, right?
Why is that?
Because I'm an 8.
You ate.
Wait, Mac doesn't know. We have Mack Wiles in the Mac.
Yes.
Mack Wilds is here.
Mack Wiles is here.
Such a
Good evening.
moment.
Love him. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, I love me too. I'm a fan of Mac. I'm a fan of Mack Wiles.
We go back like Drop Top Cadillac, full flats. You already know what it is.
Okay.
With that being said, guys, I had the lovely experience of meeting Elle Varner. Elle Varner was at a club, and she tells me, "When's your birthday?" I'm like, December 17th. I'm not going to tell you the year, guys, but I'm like, December 17th, and she's telling me all these things, like asking me all these number questions, and she does like minus, subtract, multiply. Anyway, long story short, she said I'm an 8.
Oh, so she put you onto the numerology game.
Right, and I said, what's an 8? Because I'm a 10.
Right. I'm a dime.
Like, what you mean I'm an 8? She's
Don't
like,
underestimate
she said,
me.
Beyonce's an 8. I was like, oh, shit, well,
Okay,
if B's an 8, then I must be an 8. And she explained the breakdown to me, and then Malcolm came to my house the very next day because we had a photo shoot.
All the way to the Bronx, honey.
He's from Jersey. He's from Jersey.
What part of Jersey?
South Brunswick by like Rutgers University.
Okay. Okay.
So he comes to my house, and I'm like telling him the story. I'm like, I'm an 8. And we Google it, and 8 means like winners and leaders and all this great stuff. So I'm an 8. Shout out to me.
Shout out to you.
I'm an 8. We'll find out your number.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I knew my number. I knew my number because my mom is into that.
Oh, is she?
Numerology and astrology and all of that stuff. But I've never.
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sensitive or no?
Kind of. It depends on what we're talking about.
Love?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely a soft guy when it comes to love.
Have you been bullied in high school?
Nah.
No?
Nah. I come from a really dangerous part of town. So
Mac, where did you grow up?
in Stapleton Projects, Staten Island, New York.
Okay.
Nah, it's just you know.
Did you
I guess
bully anyone? Did you pick on?
Nah,
No.
I've always been a loving guy. I've always been a really open, loving guy. It's just don't get on my bad side, you know?
Damn, Mac, it was a year
ago.
And you've done so much.
We've done so much, but still so little in the grand scheme of things.
What's like the biggest thing you want to do? What's like your end goal? When do you feel like, okay, this is when I'm gonna stop?
That's crazy because I don't know. I don't
Really?
like a lot of people get comfortable in their different settings or whatever and just like, okay, yo, as soon as I drop this crazy album that sells a million records, I'm good. Like I'm happy with life, but I don't know. I've always been the guy that's constantly been a student to the game. That's always been that's always trying to learn something new and always been striving for more. So I feel like knowing myself, I feel like as soon as I attain my goal, which is attain my goal now, I'm gonna have another goal I'm gonna have another dream in 2 days. Be like, yo, we got to do this now.
But did you ever see this? Like your younger self, did you see this happening to you?
Nah,
No?
not at all. You know, it's funny because I was having a conversation with one of my best friends, and she was telling me like, she was just talking like, yo, were you one of those kids who felt like, yo, like when you were on the playground, yo, you were gonna be better than everybody else? I'm like, not necessarily. Like I knew there was something in me, but I didn't think I was better than anybody. I think the thing that kind of drove me a lot was doubt, like people doubting me.
Right.
You know, like I think a lot of people don't understand the amount of energy that doubt can give to somebody. It can either be positive or negative. Because doubt can either make someone decide, yo, I don't want to do this anymore, or it can make somebody say, you know what, I'm gonna show y'all. And for me, every single time, it's always been like, yo, I'm gonna show y'all. From when I was younger, when people were like, yo, this kid is a better actor than you. I'm like, Let me show y'all something.
Right.
Oh, this kid is a better musician than you. Let me show y'all. This kid is a better writer than y'all. Let me show you.
So do you feel like you have to prove yourself to people?
I'm always in a constant place of proving myself.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Competition with yourself?
Absolutely. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
love to be in competition with myself. I'm my best opponent.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else is whatever. You know, it's cool to look around wherever, whether it's acting, music, directing, whoever. You know, I always like to look around and see whatever the other people do. But the person that I'm trying to beat every single time is myself.
What's your biggest struggle?
My
Because
biggest.
you do both. You do the acting,
Yeah.
and you're an artist, you're
Yeah.
a singer. So I'm sure it's hard to balance the both.
It is, but I think my biggest struggle is every single year, on New Year's, you know how everybody has their New Year's resolution.
Mm-hmm.
My New Year's resolution every year is to be better than myself than the year before.
Graduate your brand.
Absolutely, brand, being a man, whatever the case may be. Like, I think my biggest. I think my biggest situation always, every single year, is trying to beat myself. Like, I look back on myself the year before, and I'm like, all right, yo, you was on tour with Wiz Khalifa, you did this, your song hit this on the Billboard charts, you need to do this. What are you gonna do this year that beats yourself last year?
If the opportunity came to you and they said, "Hey, we want you on Empire," would you do it?
I think, you know, for me, I'm yeah, of course. I love the idea of what they're doing.
Okay. Do you think it's authentic?
Not at all. Not to what the music business is.
Okay.
I don't think it's authentic to the music business. I think, for me, man, Lee Daniels is the man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Simple cut, yeah,
Genius.
He's a genius. And I understand what he's doing with the show. You know, he's creating the people to want to clamor for it and everything, and the people that he's employing in the show, you know, reputable music acts
Right.
to do specific parts in the show. I think it's amazing. The only thing I would ask, as a fan, as somebody who watches it faithfully every week, would be just honestly to kind of try to make it more of like, remember what it was like watching Entourage? Like, when you watch Entourage, you kind of got a grasp of what it was like to be in the acting world, whether it was being famous or not being famous, being low, like what all of the different things that that came with being in the acting world. When I first initially started to watch it, I thought that that's what Empire was gonna be for the music world, and watching it now, it's became more of a soap opera than that.
It's a hip opera.
It's still good. Don't get it twisted. Like, yo, Lee Daniels, like, you're amazing.
Right.
But still, it's not exactly what I wanted it to be.
Here on the Alley V Experience, #NoFilter, we do hot topics.
Okay.
So let's get into it. Being that we're on the reality TV segment, Lamar Odom.
Yes. One of my big brothers.
Yes. A lot of people say that being that he was on the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians and he was married to Khloe Kardashian, that may have ruined his image and may have, you know, kind of geared him into the tragic situation that he's in right now, which is right now they're saying that he's suffering from like brain damage and he had 2 surgeries.
He's
Do
good
you
now.
feel-
He's good now. You know,
He's good now, and shout out to Lamar Odom. But do
Yeah.
you feel like him being with Khloe Kardashians and being with such an empire as the Kardashians may have led him into that situation
So
with the brothel?
So stupid.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I feel like French was good.
Yeah.
French.
No, honestly, like French went on the show and listen, I just interviewed French and I asked him the same question and I was like, French, I thought you.
But the thing is, Lamar
you
and
look
French have
good.
very different careers.
Absolutely.
Lamar
True.
is a basketball superstar who had issues before. You asked Mack the question. Let Mack answer. Because I'm about to go off up in here.
Good.
No, you know, as Lamar, because Lamar is my boy, man.
Yeah.
It's a weird situation. And I know some of the family. Like I know the family.
Right,
So
right.
like not even just Lamar's family. Like, I know the Kardashian family. Like me and Rob have been close friends for a minute. Like when I was living in LA, that was one of my boys.
Right.
So I don't know. I think I don't know. I think flashing lights and things can get to people in the worst ways sometimes.
Right.
And I just, at the end of the day, all I'm gonna do is pray for my boy Lamar. That's all.
Right.
I hear that.
What do you think about Meek? Be honest.
Again, Meek is my boy. So there's certain things I really can't talk about. Like Meek
But
is my.
come on, wait,
Okay,
we're in the battle
okay.
season, right?
I'll say in battle season and everything, Meek is like. I'll say this.
Talk to me.
At the end of the day, no matter what kind of record Meek put out, he was going up against somebody who has a whole different orchestra of people behind him.
Oh yeah.
So it was an unfair thing.
Was it? Because Drake stood quiet for a really long time before he came at him.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely think it was
He was
unfair.
like, Iron, you got this. Iron, you Iron. Nah, I'm gonna have to say some shit. Let me go into the studio real quick.
Nah, I think it was completely unfair. Like it's you're trying to battle somebody who has companies against them.
He's a machine.
Yeah.
Like he has machines
The machine. Yeah.
behind him.
Malcolm, you wanna play your fashion game?
You want me to do it right now?
Do it, please, for Mac.
Okay.
Do it. Malcolm
So
has
I
a-
do this little
so-
style game. I'm gonna call it Style Files for Mack Wild.
Oh.
So fashion's my gig. That's how I make my money. So we're gonna come at you right now with some style questions. Do you have like a style icon? Like who do you think is dope right now in terms of how they dress?
Honestly, I think since I've been a young hype beast, I've been a fan of like Kanye and Pharrell.
Yes.
Yes.
Just watching them.
Absolutely.
And I think as of late more so Pharrell, because he's even though he's very bright and colorful, he's definitely more understated. Like the colors
and minimal.
Very minimal.
Yeah.
Kanye too. Like Kanye is
he's super
still,
minimal.
It's always been between those two since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Man. So I think those are my two guys.
I agree. What's the most commonly worn item in your closet? Like, what's your go-to thing?
Probably black t-shirts. Like I'm when I say minimalist, like I'm very like white t-shirts, gray t-shirts, black t-shirts. Like I try not to wear too many prints or anything like that. Like I'm very, because I think, especially I'm not working out for no reason. So it's like I gotta make sure that people see the style shows off. The style helps show off the physique and everything. So yeah.
Favorite sneaker brand?
Nike.
I hear that. Are you a watch guy or a no watch guy? You got a watch on right now?
I kind of like watches. I got a Apple Watch on right now.
He got money.
I usually like
I'm
my
just
Rolex.
saying.
I usually like a Rolex.
Right, he got money. I know you appreciate the throwbacks too, and you're doing this movie for VH1, yes that comes out in January called The Breaks, and it's kind of a 90s hip hop, bring us the moment, give us that retro feel.
Yes.
How was it like doing that movie, and tell us about it?
It was fun, man. I think the greatest thing about The Breaks is they're showing about they're telling a time in music that a lot of people kind of fantasize about. Like people try to understand what it was back then. But they're telling a side of that. They're telling time so truthfully, especially in New York, with the drugs and the quote unquote gangsters.
Is it based on a true story?
Absolutely. Well, in a sense,
loosely.
Okay. Very, very loosely.
Okay.
Like the writer and one of the producers, his name is Dan Charnas. He's he wrote a book kind of like on his experiences as he was working through Def Jam and everything else like that, and kind of shows like how music was and where it became, like, well, hip hop, how hip hop was and what it turned into and how that changing period. So what the show is kind of based on is that changing period, in the 90s, where it became what it is today. You know, you have the Jay-Z's, the Russell Simmons, who became the multi-million dollar, some maybe even billion-dollar moguls that they are today because of the different things that they've done in hip-hop years and years ago. So it's kind of showing the grassroots version of that, like how everything began.
That's dope.
So it's really, really amazing, man. I can't wait till you guys see it. January 4th. Yikes.
So Black China gets a tattoo. Fairly big, right? With Future.
It's whole side of her hand.
Right.
I don't think her tattoo was real. Because she did that whole Sharpie campaign on Instagram.
But why did she release it on Ciara's birthday?
Well, that's just shade.
I'm just saying,
to the shade of power.
What was going on?
That's all that is, honey.
I'm just saying. Mack, would you get a tattoo, or do you have a tattoo of a female's name?
I don't. No, thank goodness.
Well, so what do you think about chicks accepting themselves as side chicks?
I think it's funny.
I think
it's funny. I think it's hilarious. I like to like, and I understand, like, even like the generation that we're in, like the boyfriend number twos and the side chicks and all of that shit. It is what it is, but like, you gotta understand that there's a line. Like, even because I think all of us have probably been in a situation where we possibly could have been boyfriend number two or side chick,
right,
or whatever. But even for me, like, even when I was in a situation like that, like, as soon as it gets to a certain point, I'm like, shorty, you got to go tell your boyfriend something.
Right.
I can't stay here and you're trying to give me all
and
of
you
this.
Build that emotion over time.
We're trying to build something. You're trying to build something with me, and you got a nigga. Go handle that. Go handle that, because I'm not having this nigga come to my crib with some crazy shit. I'm not having your boyfriend shot for no reason. So
I pulled out my Beretta.
Yeah, legit. Go handle that.
Last thing you want to say to your beloved fans?
Shout out to y'all, man. It's been a crazy road. We've damn near been 10 years in the game. If you guys been following me since the beginning, and this is just the beginning, bruh.
Yes, it is. And you will see more of Mack Wilds. Follow him on Instagram.
On Twitter, at Mack Wilds. It's, at Mack Wilds everywhere. So that's the name. So check me out.
Exactly. You can follow Malcolm
at Malsories. If you want to see my Halloween looks and all the birthday shenanigans, the drama, the chaos, the confusions, the leg lifts, the pot of berets, I'm just saying, at Malsories.
If you want to follow me with the no filter, the realness, I'm at Ali V on all social media platforms. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast at Ali V, right?
Yep.
Yes.
# no filter.
Ever.
Thank you, Mack.
Thanks, Mack.
See more him, see more me, see more Malcolm. Subscribe, listen, and leave a review. Thank you, guys.
Peace.